There are moments when God keeps showing you the same person. You see their name, you hear their voice in dreams, you stumble on a verse that feels like it's whispering their story. And you ask yourself, God, is this really you confirming them? But here's the thing, when heaven wants your attention, it repeats itself. Because repetition is God's way of saying, this is not random. He knows your doubts. He knows how fear can make you second-guess divine confirmation. Have you noticed it keeps happening at the most unexpected times? When you've decided to move on, their name shows up again. When you've prayed for clarity, a dream reminds you of them. When you've closed that chapter, something reopens it. God is saying, I've confirmed this person repeatedly. Stop fighting what I've already made clear. This isn't about obsession, it's about alignment. When God brings someone into your life for a purpose, He'll keep sending signs until you recognize it. Remember Numbers 23:19. God is not a man that He should lie. If He said it, He will do it. If He showed it, He will bring it to pass. But maybe right now, all you see is silence. No messages, no movement, no progress. You think maybe you misheard God. Maybe you imagined it. Let me tell you, silence doesn't mean denial. It's preparation. Because while you're over there wondering, God, did I get this wrong? He's working on hearts behind the scenes. He's molding character. He's timing everything perfectly so that when it happens, there'll be no doubt it was divine. Before we go deeper, I want you to do something. Comment one word right now that speaks to what you're feeling in this moment. It could be faith. It could be confirmation. It could even be waiting. Drop it below, because that word is a declaration. And as you comment, make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet. This message might be the one that brings you the clarity you've been praying for. You'll also find my playlist, God's Confirmation and Purpose for the Chosen One, linked in the description. Everything connected to this video flows into that series. Now listen closely. Some of you have been asking for a new sign, but God is saying, why are you asking me again when I've already spoken? The repeating confirmations aren't confusion, they're consistency. He keeps showing you because He's faithful. He keeps confirming because He knows your heart still wrestles with doubt. Sometimes the signs come through peace, a stillness in your spirit whenever you think about that person. Sometimes it's through alignment, how your prayers and their actions start reflecting the same rhythm. And sometimes it's through divine discomfort, where God won't let you settle for less because He already showed you His choice. This is just the beginning. I'll reveal how to know the difference between your desire and God's confirmation, the moment heaven separates feeling from divine instruction.
In the next part, we'll talk about the silent season, when God confirms someone to you, but then allows distance. Why He hides what He's still healing, and how that distance is not punishment, but proof that He's preparing both hearts for something sacred. There's a reason God allows silence after confirmation. It's not to confuse you, it's to prepare you. When God confirms someone and then goes quiet, He's not changing His mind, He's changing the timing. Because what He showed you in spirit, He's still building in the natural. The silence is not rejection, it's God's classroom. It's where He shapes your patience, your faith, and your understanding of love. Most people fail here because they mistake divine distance for denial. They think if the person isn't reaching out, God must have moved on. But when God separates two people He confirmed, it's never to destroy the connection. it's to deepen it. Think of Joseph. God gave him dreams, but then separated him from everything familiar. It looked like loss, but it was preparation for purpose. That's what God does with relationships too. He confirms the promise, then allows space so both hearts can grow into the version required to keep it. During this silent season, God often speaks in small whispers instead of loud signs. You'll notice how certain songs, verses, or moments remind you of that person, but not in a desperate way, in a peaceful way. That's God saying, "I'm still here. I haven't forgotten what I started." Philippians 1:6 says, "He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion." If he began it, he'll finish it, but he'll also protect it. And sometimes protection looks like pause, because the version of you that received the confirmation may not be ready to carry the fulfillment. God uses separation to strip away pride, insecurity, and fear. He's working on you, and He's working on them too. You might be watching this wondering, why does it feel like they've moved on? God says, don't let what you see make you doubt what I said. What's visible isn't always what's real. Sometimes God hides His work until the right season. Just because it's quiet doesn't mean it's over. It means something is maturing in private. This is where you learn to trust without proof, where faith becomes more than feelings, where you surrender the outcome and let God be the author. When you stop forcing it, that's when He starts finishing it. If this message is stirring something inside you, comment the word trust. That's your declaration tonight. Because when you trust, you stop chasing signs and start standing on what He already confirmed. And if you're still unsure about what God is saying in your love life, go to the playlist in the description, God's Confirmation and Purpose for the Chosen One. It will help you understand what this waiting really means. Stay connected, because in the next part, I'll reveal what happens when the silence finally breaks, how God turns distance into divine reunion, and how you'll know the moment He fulfills what He promised. There comes a point when what God showed you in secret begins to unfold in the open. The waiting ends, the silence lifts, and suddenly what didn't make sense before starts fitting together piece by piece. That's when you realize it was never delay, it was divine order. When God confirms someone for you, He won't let time erase what He ordained. He preserves it. He guards it. He lets both hearts walk separate roads only to meet again in maturity. Because real confirmation doesn't fade. It finds its way back when both are ready to honor it. Many people think reunion means going back to what was. But when God restores, He doesn't recycle the past. He rebuilds it on new ground. The same person, yes, but new hearts, healed minds, and a clearer purpose. That's how you'll know the difference. When you meet again, peace will replace confusion. Growth will replace fear. There won't be a need to explain because the connection will speak for itself. God's word in Isaiah 60:22 says, "When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen." And when it happens, it won't take years of trying. It'll come together, suddenly, effortlessly, beautifully. Everything that once hurt will make sense. You'll see that the waiting wasn't wasted. It was preparation for something sacred. God didn't confirm them repeatedly just to tease your heart. He did it to strengthen your faith, to train your discernment, and to teach you how to recognize His voice above your emotions. Every sign, every delay, every moment of silence was heaven's way of saying, "Hold on, I'm not finished yet." When the reunion finally comes, it won't just be about love. It will be about purpose, because divine connections aren't built on attraction, they're built on assignment. Together, you'll carry something greater than yourselves. The peace between you will confirm what God has been whispering all along. This is what I've prepared. And when that moment arrives, you'll remember this message. You'll look back and realize that every confirmation, every repeated sign, every sleepless prayer was proof that God never forgot His promise. Before you go, comment one word that captures what you feel after hearing this. Maybe it's faith, maybe it's restoration, maybe it's promise. That word is your agreement with what God is doing in your life right now. And if this message has spoken to your spirit, subscribe and share it with someone who's still waiting for clarity. Then, go to the playlist in the description, God's Confirmation and Purpose for the Chosen One. It's filled with messages that will help you recognize God's voice and timing in love, purpose, and destiny. Remember, when God confirms something, it's only a matter of time before He fulfills it. So don't doubt what heaven has repeated. What He showed you wasn't your imagination, it was revelation. And soon, the proof will be undeniable.